Well, bear with me for the next few moments because I want to give you what I call an injury update. Because if you're not familiar with what happened to me recently, you're about to be. And if you are familiar, we've had people contacting Pam or contacting the office saying, how is Perry doing? So I'm going to take you through this little journey of what happened to me recently. And I'm going to tell you going to the emergency room, and I'm going to show you some pictures of the injury itself. I always told my mother, I said, Mom, the older you get, you have to be careful not falling. Because if you fall or you trip over something, you could have a serious injury. Well, Mom did fall on a floor that was wet in her kitchen, and she actually broke her wrist and ankle at the same time. And I think it took, if I remember right, about 10 weeks to heal. It was a terrible injury, but she got better. And actually, when she got better, she would still be in some pain, but she would come to work. And she actually worked into her 80s until she went home to be with the Lord. I was in Tennessee, Clinton, Tennessee, staying in a hotel. And when you stay in so many hotels and you wake up, so many rooms are different. They're designed different. Well, I had gone to the restroom, and so to keep the light from keeping me awake, I'd shut the door, so I'm making my way back, and I think I see the bed. And as I go to turn, I turn real quick, and I take this elbow, and I hit a wall that's protruding out, that part of the wall that's protruding out between the bed and a little sitting area, a little desk area. And I mean, the pain, whoa, it wasn't hitting my funny bone, it just hit in the middle of the elbow. And I laid in the bed and it hurt. Well, oddly, when I got up the next morning, it was a little sore, but I didn't notice anything taking place. Well, a few hours later after the service, my elbow was completely red. It was really painful. And so there was a great doctor that works at the University of Tennessee, or the hospital there. And he is a Syrian brother, just a great man. So he is the pastor's son-in-law. So he looked at it and he examined it for a spider bite, thinking it could be a spider bite. And then he talked about, no, he said, I want you to look at this, how tight it is here. And I hope I'm saying this right. I have to get my wife to give me the proper pronunciation, but I think it's called the bursa, but there's a sac, and right here it is. You can see it hanging down. Everybody has it. And it's almost like kind of soft, like there's a gel in there where there is a little something in there that helps protect the elbow. Well, that bursted. And so now my elbow is red. That is bursted, but the danger was there appeared to be an infection or a bacteria of some kind that was in there, so it started turning red. Well, I went to a sports clinic in Chattanooga. They looked at it, and he said, you have a serious infection, so we're going to put you on antibiotic. So they gave me 2 different types of antibiotics to begin to take. And he said, now, if it spreads beyond this area here, right through here, and goes down, give me a call. Well, it just so happened we're leaving Friday for Huntington, West Virginia, and it spread. So that particular hospital, we couldn't get a call through, so we went on to Huntington, and the red, I'm talking about hot, real hot, and the red went all the way down to the wrist. Then I flipped over this way, and this was becoming red, and I said, this is getting serious. I preached Friday night, Saturday morning, and Saturday night. Saturday night, they called the emergency room in Huntington, West Virginia, and I think it's a hospital connected to Marshall University, which is a great university there in that part of West Virginia. And they had a doctor in the church that was over the emergency room at night. So he was a man, he had sat under my ministry, just a really neat doctor. So he said, get Perry to the emergency room and let us look at this. Well, when he looked at it, he said, you have a very serious infection. And so he said, your antibiotic is not working the way it should, so I'm going to give you another antibiotic, but I'm going to put IVs in you. So here we go, and I want you to imagine this. So I've been up early morning, preached the morning service, preached the night service. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm laying there. They're taking blood samples. They're taking IVs, putting IVs in my arm. So from 11 o'clock at night till 6:30 in the morning, I did not sleep at all. I had the IVs, different, some of it was liquid. It looked like water. Now, you nurses will know what I'm talking about. And then the bacterial IV to help kill the bacteria. Well, the nurse came in, and I hope you can see that. That is just really, really bad. So I have a bruise. Oh, it's a lot better looking than it was. And Pam was with me, and she blew a vein right here. She put something in, and it blew the vein. She said it blew the vein, that Pam did. And blood went everywhere. And so that is just all purplish. So I tell people, I said, look what Pam did to me. And they just laughed, said, yeah, right, we really believe that. So that became real sore. But anyway, at 6:30, they dismissed me. I went and did not get to preach in the morning service, but I preached in the second service, had a partners meeting at 5 o'clock, I believe it was, preached in the night service, and flew back home. So I want to say how grateful I am to, the medical professionals, especially this precious doctor that goes to Christ Temple in Huntington, West Virginia, for taking care of me. And my appointment back in Chattanooga to the sports doctor was not till Wednesday. So if I would have let this go through Wednesday, the Huntington doctor said you would have been in very, very serious condition. You would have, and I think your blood can get poisoned, and once the blood poison comes in, it's very dangerous. In fact, it can be deadly if it's not dealt with. So the update I wanted to share with you is that, all the red, as you can see, I hope you can see, all the red is gone. There's the elbow. Can you see the elbow there? It still has that red thing. It's very tight compared to this one. This is the old man elbow. See how saggy it is? Everything's still working in that right arm. Thank God, because I'm right-handed. But here's what I want to say to many of you that knew that this had happened. I was in Willis, Texas, ministering. And you got to remember something. I've never taken much medicine my entire life, unless it's an aspirin to help me or something of that nature. So I'm not used to having any kind of an injury. And so I went to get out of the car in Willis, Texas to go eat the dinner after the Sunday service. And I'm telling you, I got so dizzy. It really frightened me. I've never been that dizzy, and I almost fell out on the sidewalk, and then I found out that's a side effect to what the medicine we're taking. So we've had to kind of, we're not adjusting our schedule. We're still traveling. We're still preaching. It's not hindered that at all, thankfully. The heat is gone. The pain is gone. I still have a discomfort in that elbow a little bit, and I'm able to move it. Thank the Lord for that. It didn't break anything. But I wanted to give you this update and kind of do it on our YouTube channel, because that way a lot of people that we know and partners and friends can kind of hear it at one time. If you try to type this out on a Facebook page, it's going to be this long, So we felt like this is one of the best ways to give you what I call the injury update, And I told him, I was like this. Thought I was going, oh my goodness, ouch, and I was holding on to that elbow, and it was just as hot as it could be. It was almost unbearable. I told somebody I felt like I could fry an egg on it. Then after they start poking me, taking the blood, I said, I've been poked more than a pig at a Hawaiian luau. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But I'm telling you, bruises here and all that. And my dad bruised real easy, anytime they took blood samples from him or whatever. But I want to thank you. This is my point, for praying for us. See, your prayers for Pam and I and the kids and the ministry can protect us from more serious things that could have happened. I mean, if the Lord had not put this man in my life at that time and I would have waited 3 or 4 days, it would have been an entire different story. So I'm grateful for prayers. I'm grateful for good Christian and the medical profession in general, but especially those nurses and doctors that are Christians, and they come in there and they're praying for you while that it's just a great faith builder, and it feels so good to have people that pray with you. That's the report. And Pam, by the way, is doing good. She still has the shingles after effect, but someone told her, I'll have to tell you about this if it really works, this red light she's using that seems to be helping. So I'll have to do something else later about that. It's a pretty interesting little thing. So thank you for your, let me share with you. And let me just remind you that there's only one official Perry Stone YouTube channel. And a lot of times people come in with messages that aren't even ours, and they've used our voice, and YouTube takes those down most of the time. But you can, when you see something that's just not actually my channel, some people try to use my name, but you can tell by the thumbnails. And we put our YouTube message on my Facebook page. That's how you know, and you can connect to YouTube from my Facebook page, Perry Stone Ministries Facebook. So just be aware of the fakers that are out there, and I've always told you about that. It gets worse as time goes by, but anyway, thank you for your prayers and time. Keep watching for an update. Thank you.
God has reserved the revelation of many prophetic mysteries for the time of the end, a time when knowledge shall increase. Daniel declared, "None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." This powerful truth is what inspires us to host an annual prophetic summit, bringing together America's leading speakers and revelators, all gifted in discerning and interpreting end-time events. The 2025 Summit featured 14 powerful services with 7 prophetic leaders that Perry Stone is now making available to you in this special Manifest TV offer. When you order, you'll experience these 5 insightful messages from Perry. Is Trump a reformer leading a great American reset? Feasting on the wrong blood, Christians that are fellowshipping with demons. Why is God shaking churches and ministries before the rapture? The Vision, chastisement because of defiant Christians, the nomophobia strike. How angelic demonic wars in heaven are affecting weather on earth. Joseph Z. illustrated his unique insights on the whiteboard with a revelation on the spirit of Elijah, the future of America. Bill Cloud brought Hebraic insight to the summit with these 2 messages. He is about to turn the tables over. He trains my hands for war. Mark Biltz used PowerPoint illustrations and charts to reveal Hebrew nuggets in his 2 teachings. Genesis mysteries from the Hebrew language. Birth pangs of the final redemption. John Kilpatrick posed the question, "The earth is speaking. Are you listening?" Plus, Jonathan Cahn expounds with a powerful message tracing the dragon's attack on Israel, and Mario Murillo hits hard with his message, "Away with the sissy false prophets." All 14 messages are now available on DVD for $95 and audio CD or USB drive for $65. This offer is also available for purchase as a digital audio download and video on demand when you visit perrystone.org. DVDs and video on demand include all PowerPoints, whiteboards, scriptures, and illustrations shown by the speakers. You'll receive over 14 hours of prophetic teaching, an investment in knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Your purchase helps Perry Stone Ministries continue a global outreach. To order, visit perrystone.org or call toll-free 1-888-21-BREAD. That's 1-888-212-7323. Or write to Perry Stone, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320. Include your check and the appropriate offer number. For DVDs, use offer number 25PS-DVD. For CDs, use offer number 25PS-CD. And for USB drive, use offer number 25PS-USB. If you love biblical prophecy, this could be your greatest spiritual investment in 2025. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Searching for a message that inspires and uplifts, delivered precisely when you need it? Perry Stone offers immediate access to a vast collection of teachings grounded in God's Word. Visit perrystone.org/downloads to explore over 400 digital audio teachings in MP3 format, compatible with any device. Simply select your teaching, complete your purchase, and receive an instant download link, both on the checkout page and via email. Click Save As to store it securely, ensuring unrestricted access whenever you need it. For those who prefer video, perrystone.tv provides a dedicated video-on-demand platform featuring the latest conferences, teaching series, and Perry Stone's current Manifest messages, all available instantly. This direct approach eliminates shipping fees and delays, especially beneficial for international audiences as it bypasses prolonged transit times. Plus, when making international purchases, your payment card automatically converts foreign currencies to your home currency using the exchange rate provided by the payment network, simplifying the transaction process. Whether audio or video, it's a timely, impactful word ready whenever you are.